Hey guys, and welcome to the very first economical debate on the new channel. Tonight we're going to be discussing some very heated topics such as the real estate market, housing crisis, and the eat a burger with no honey mustard theory. I'm also joined by Brady, also known as BradyIsOk by his YouTube channel. Say hi to everyone, Brady.
Greetings, everyone.
I'm very excited about our first topic, the current real estate market in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Because, oh boy, I sure do love economics. On that note, let's begin our first discussion. See, because as they continue to build more homes and living areas, the prices continue to rise, and unemployment is also skyrocketing. So I do see the real estate market getting worse and worse over time, especially in the state of Colorado.
Yeah, 100%. And even in like Colorado Springs, man.
Like even places such as Pueblo have a better real estate market than Colorado Springs.
Yeah. And you know, realistically, if the real estate market does begin to drop or get worse, as you presume, then these homeowners, like people like that, are going to have to lower their warranty prices.
This is true. If the market continues to decline, I'm sure many real estate agents will either go unemployed or migrate to more abundant areas with a better real estate market.
Nah, yeah, 100%. And that could be terrible, absolutely detrimental for these people, these residents living in, these areas who don't have the availability to account for themselves, especially, in Colorado Springs. I believe we need to come up with a plan to keep the real estate market stable to avoid these problems.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, home expenses are overheated, loan charges are rising, the delivery of homes for sale and anemic and client self-belief in the housing market is plummeting. Pandemic-associated loan bailouts are set to skyrocket, giving rise to some very consequential complications with the housing market. A reasonable option to solving this inquiry would be limited equity cooperatives, but this would be a very challenging thing to put into action.
I do see where you're coming from. And along with that, MSRP is the price that car manufacturers suggest that dealers charge when you're looking for a car to buy. Factors that influence this price are the cost of the manufacturing, what was the other one? The make of the model, the specific trim options, I'm pretty sure, and where the car is being sold. Vehicles that are more popular in one place of the country, one region, have a higher MSRP than those, sold somewhere else.
I actually strongly agree with Brady. The combination of homeowners going bankrupt due to the fall of the current market in recent years and the vehicle prices becoming more inflated could lead to an economic sunk cost overall.
Oh yeah, 100%. And the printed circuit board market is I think it's expected to register a CAGR of 1.53% during the forecast period, that being 2021 to 2026. And it was valued at $58.91 billion. That's almost $59 billion in the year 2020, and it's projected to be worth 75.72 billion, I'm pretty sure. By 2026 during the period. The market experienced rapid growth in the last few years, primarily owing to the continuous development of consumer electronic devices and increasing demand for PCBs and all electronics and electronic equipment and shit.
You see, about this real estate issue, our main problem here is we don't have the required fundamentals to come up with a valid plan for this problem, especially in the microeconomic subdivision and the state of Colorado.
No, yeah, totally. And even in states like Nebraska, they're starting to notice a fall in their stock market as well as the real estate market, whereas states like Idaho are actually experiencing this economic inflation, which could harm other states and the overall economy of the U.S., and as with various provinces.
Yes, the real estate market is in a very tough place. Now let us change topics and focus on a new theory, that is a condiment theory.
Yes, this is a theory I've been very passionate about since I was a little boy. I've been wanting to talk about this the whole time. So, this theory, as some would say, is called the eating a burger with no honey mustard theory, or the EABWNHM theory. This rather odd theory suggests that you're consuming a burger, you're eating a burger that doesn't have the condiment known as honey mustard. By eating this burger, you're then put in a state known as eating a burger with no honey mustard, therefore creating the EABWNHM theory. However, there are many different things, many different factors that determine whether you're actually consuming a burger without that honey mustard. Let's suppose you're eating a burger that has honey mustard, right? You decided to name this burger a burger with no honey mustard for whatever reason. So, upon eating this burger, you are eating a burger with no honey mustard, but since the burger has honey mustard, you're also eating a burger with honey mustard. And this creates the eat a burger with no honey mustard paradox.
Oh, definitely. Hold on. Oh, definitely. The paradox could be catastrophic to the growth of the burger market in upcoming years. The struggling is apparent in the fact that McDonald's outbranched to other popular sources such as the popular American rapper, Travis Scott, to outsource and sell a larger amount of burgers, making the paradox much more unwelcome. Another issue is the eat a burger with no honey mustard paradox is the current pandemic known as the coronavirus has an impact on the amount of burgers with no honey mustard that are being sold. This is the same issue that many Americans experienced during the pandemic, such as the toilet paper shortage March 2020 and the gas shortage which happened currently.
No, I agree that the toilet paper shortage in March of 2020, I'm pretty sure it did result in critical changes for the stock market and honestly the overall economic methodology. Many Americans began to purchase this and other things that were going to go down or up in quality in larger quantities.
I'm going to say something. I agree wholeheartedly with your assessment, since the current gas constraint has had a significant influence on the stock market and the automotive industries. The current economic predicament is, extremely tricky, as more, arrogant Americans continue to mass purchase gasoline out of fear, which is creating a predicament for other Americans.
I absolutely despise the current economic situation. To keep a healthy economic income, I think we need to create some ways, some plans to properly address these issues.
Well, yes, obviously, because that is 100% true, Brady, because many lawmakers are recommending that we try to enact an anti-gauge law, which would establish a restriction on gasoline prices. Anti-gauging regulation is often very condemned for a good reason. It is almost universally counterproductive. The laws promote neither the general welfare nor even a keen interest, and specifically in the context of essentials such as gasoline, the harm they do is acutely felt by the huge portion of the population.
This is true, and as much as I do enjoy talking about this subject, as much as I am passionate about the real estate market, I think we should move on to another topic so we don't bore the viewers. I feel like we should talk about minimum wage. Minimum wage is a contentious issue in the field of economics, especially in the U.S. state of Colorado. Employees think they're getting mad that they are not being paid enough, since many business owners just pay the minimum wage, clearly. This can also lead to additional and frankly unneeded problems.
This is very true, and the federal minimum wage has not changed, and it stayed $7.25 per hour since 2009. Thankfully, state laws have thought through inflation and raised their minimum wage to match inflation. With the best intentions, supporters of higher minimum wages claim that they are crucial to overcome poverty, even amongst the working poor, and that doing so would not have a detrimental impact on employment. Increases in minimum wage, on the other hand, come with a slew of negative side repercussions that more often than not undermine the same people they are supposed to benefit. Increases in minimum wage have one major drawback. They increase unemployment among low-skilled employees and young people who don't have much work experience in these fields. Simply put, rises in minimum wage enhance labor expenses for firms, encourage them to lay off workers, and or make hours less work.
Yeah, I see. Well, folks, that is probably going to have to wrap up. I see. Well, folks, that's probably going to have to wrap up tonight's economic discussion. I'm glad that we discussed a variety of different things, variety of different themes, and I hope to participate in another debate in the near future. I feel that discussing these economic setbacks and problems is very important. It's critical to strengthening the stock market in Colorado Springs, as well as many other states and provinces. Lucas, do you have anything else to say before we conclude our dialogue?
Oh yes, of course. So anyone, if you would like to put your input on the economical crisis currently, please comment down below or contact me at my Twitter if the comments aren't working as usual, because sometimes they get messed up because I'm a child, believe it or not. And, message me on Twitter about the current economic crisis, and maybe we can have a heated economic debate of our own. It's in the description. I will see you in the next one, and farewell.